Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. With this inspiring thought, worded by Albert Einstein, I wish a warm good morning to our principal ma'am, Mrs. Bromley Chopra, academic coordinator, Miss Arpana Goyal, ma'am, headmistress, Miss Sneha Singh, ma'am, Deepti Avasthi, ma'am, parents, and dear friends. We, the students of class 6, have been further enlightened as our project this year prompted us to delve into the lives of such great Indian personalities who have helped in raising universal consciousness. They have undoubtedly been of great value to the society in their own unique ways.
Consciousness is a reality inherent in existence in us, in all things, animate or inanimate. Consciousness is always present, even when it is not active and visible, even when it is silent and immobile. इसी consciousness का चैतन्य अवस्था में हमें आभास होता है अपनी ही देव भाषा संस्कृत में।
देव भाषा संस्कृत सरल, सुबोध, मधुर तथा अपूर्व शक्तिशालिनी है। आंतरिक मलिनता को दूर कर हमारी चेतना में देवत्व का संचार करने वाली भाषा है। मन को एकाग्र करने, स्मरण शक्ति को तीव्र करने एवं बुद्धि की शुद्धता करने में यह भाषा सहायक है।
So, let us join our hands to give our thoughts a form of prayer.
मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरोपदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
Vinayak Narhari was born in a Maharashtrian Brahmin family on September 11, 1895 in Kolaba district in Bombay Presidency. He was a visionary with strong mission in his life. He was a true Gandhian. He led a life untrammeled by any temptation, any desire. His only desire was to make India a casteless society. He did stupendous work, blazing a trail as many as other extraordinary men did to light up India's path. India needed him. Today, we are going to present before you few incidents from the life of Vinoba Bhave, a great Indian personality who raised universal consciousness.
Son Vinayak, one who leads a good married life, earns a good name for the family, but one who remains a brahmachari all his life sanctifies not only one, but 42 generations.
Vinayak believed in this deeply.
Ma, I take a vow of remaining a brahmachari all my life.
This vow taken by Vinayak at the tender age of 10 was never broken. This was his spirit of determination. Vinayak was highly influenced by the writings of Gandhiji and had a desire to meet him. So he went to Sabarmati Ashram where Gandhiji was sitting on the ground and spinning. Looking at the spindle, Vinayak said,
Bapu, is this the weapon with which you are going to drive out the British?
I hope you do not take the British to be evil. The shepherd
can have no ill will for his sheep. He leads, pastures, and fattens them. At times he slaughters them too, but since they are his goods, he also wishes them good in his own way.
Babu, I wish to join this ashram.
Why not, Vinoba? You are most welcome.
Gandhiji explained Vinayak his theory of ahimsa and the importance of work. Vinoba started doing all kinds of work at the ashram. Gandhiji was impressed by the knowledge of his disciple.
Vinoba is one of the few pearls in the ashram who do not came here not to be blessed, but to bless it.
Once Acharya Kriplani went to meet Vinoba. He was meditating, and even after half an hour, he did not meet Kriplani.
I have never met a more arrogant person than you, Vinoba. It's not arrogance, it is concentration, which is the hallmark of a spiritual endeavor.
Such was Vinoba's spirituality. He translated Bhagavad Gita into Marathi verses. He combined physical labor with education and spiritualism. In 1951, he embarked on his journey of Peace Padyatra. He was offered with police protection.
I do not want any police protection. We must keep our heads cool and think of the means of bringing peace back.
He walked into Harijin's village. A number of people surrounded him.
We are very poor. We have no work. Please give us some land that we may work hard on it and earn some money.
All of you come and attend a spinning class this evening. By the way, how much land do you require?
80 acres. Only 80 acres.
Is it possible for any landlord to donate land to solve the problem of misery, poverty and unemployment in the village?
I am Ramchandra Reddy, a landlord, and I will make a gift of 100 acres of land.
I have come here with empty hands and will proceed to the next village with empty hands. But I am surprised that the land could be donated in such a voluntary way. It is all God's will. Man does not act merely on the strength of his own thinking. There is always a divine hand behind such noble actions. I am a man of faith. If God desires to take work from me, I will work from village to village to seek land donation for the poor.
More and more people started donating their land. Thus was born the famous Bhudan movement. He passed through 200 villages and received 12,200 acres of land for distribution amongst the landless. Vinoba's sensitivity towards humanity and love for the poor and needy aspires us to be inspired by wideness of consciousness for all mankind. Not only landlords and rich, but also dacoits who responded to his message. He traveled through the dreaded Chambal ravines.
I read in the papers that you are touring the Chambal areas and asking us to surrender and repent. I want to abandon this wrong path. I am giving myself and my family in your hands.
It is all God's will. I feel that I am facing the Lord.
In all, about 20 dacoits surrendered to him as he brought about a change of heart in these dacoits. This was the power of humble saintly disciple of Gandhiji that raised universal consciousness.
Karmandevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana
मा कर्म फल हेतु भू माते संगो स्वकर्मणि.
Derived from the Sanskrit word yuj, yoga means union of the individual consciousness or soul with the universal consciousness or spirit. Yoga is a 5,000-year-old Indian body of knowledge. The science of yoga imbibes the complete essence of the way of life. According to Sri Ravi Shankar, yoga is just not doing exercise and asanas. It is the emotional integration and spiritual elevation with a touch of mystic element which gives you a glimpse of something all beyond imagination. Keeping in view the various benefits, our friends have made an impressionable attempt to present the yogic asanas.
जटाटवी कलज्जल प्रवाह पावितस्थले कलेवलम्ब्य लम्बिताम्बुजङ्ग तुङ्गमालिकां डमड्डमड्डमड्डमन्निनादवड्डमर्वयं चकार चण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिवः शिवम्. जटाकटाह सम्भ्रमभ्रमन्निलिम्प निर्झरि विलोलवीच वल्लरी विराजमानमूर्धनि धगद्धगद्धगज्ज्वलल्ललाटपट्टपावके किशोर चन्द्रशेखरे रतिः प्रतीक्षणं मम. धरेन्द्र नंदिनी विलास बंधु बंधुर सुरद्दिगंत संतति प्रमोदमान मानसे कृपा कटाक्ष धोरिणी निरुद्ध दुर्धरापदि क्वचित् दिगंबरे मनो विनोद में तु वस्तुनि. जटाभुजंग पिंगल स्फुरत्फणमणि प्रभा कदम्ब कुंकुमद्रव. सहस्रलोचन प्रवृत्त शेषलेख शेखर प्रसून धूलि धूरिणी विदूसरांघ्रि पीठ भुजंग राजमालया निबद्ध जाट जूटक श्रियै चिराय चायतां चकोर बंधु शेखरः. ललाट चत्वरज्ज्वल धनञ्जय स्फुलिंग भा निपीत पंचसायकं नमन्निलिम्प नायकं सुधामयूख लेखया विराजमान शेखरं महाकपालि संपदे शिरोजटालमस्तु नः. भाल पट्टिका धगद् धगद् धगज्ज्वल धनञ्जयाहुति कृत प्रचंड पंचसायके धराधरेन्द्र नंदिनी कुचाग्र चित्र पत्रक प्रकल्पनेक शिल्पिनी त्रिलोचने रतिर्ममा. नवीन मेघ मंडली निरुद्ध दुर्धर स्फुर कुहू निशीथिनीतमः प्रबंधबद्ध कंधरः निलिम्प निर्झरीधरस्तनोतु कृत्त सिन्धुर कलानिधान बन्धुरः श्रियं जगद्धुरन्धरः. गज प्रपंच गालिमप्रभा वलम्बिकण्ठकन्दले रुचि प्रबद्ध कन्धरं स्मरच्चिदं पुरच्चिदं भवच्चिदं मखच्चिदं गजच्चिदान्धकच्चिदं तमन्तकच्चिदं भजे अखर्व सर्व मंगला कला कदम्ब मंजरी रस प्रवाह माधुरे विजृंभणा मधुप्रतम स्मरांतकं पुरांतकं भवांतकं मखांतकं गजांतकांतकांतकं तमंतकांतकं भजे जयत्वत भ्रविभ्रम ब्रह्मत्भुजङ्गमश्वस द्विनिर्गमत्क्रमस्फुरत्कराल बाल हव्यवा धिमिद्धिमिद्धिमिद्ध्वनन् मृदङ्गतुङ्गमङ्गल ध्वनिक्रम प्रवर्तित प्रचण्ड ताण्डवः शिवः दुषद्दुचित्ततल्पयोर्भुजङ्गमौक्तिकस्रजोर्गरिष्ठरत्नलोषयोः सुहृद्विपक्षपक्षयोः तृणारविन्दचक्षुषोः प्रजामही महेन्द्रयोः समप्रवृत्तिकः कदा सदाशिवं भजाम्यहम् कदा निलिम्प निर्झरी निकुंज कोटरे वसन विमुक्त दुर्मतिः सदा शिरस्थमंजलिं वहन् विलोल लोल लोचनो ललाम भाल.
Helen Keller said, and I quote, "Until the great mass of people shall be filled with the sense of responsibility for each other's welfare, social justice can never be attained." Unquote. Babar Ali is one such young man who has shouldered this responsibility. Here's a narration which will help us to get acquainted with Babar Ali.
Farsightedness, determination, and outrageously defined unwavering resolution than Babar Ali, an Indian student and teacher from Murshidabad in West Bengal. He was called the youngest headmaster in the world by BBC on October 2009 at the age of 16. The story of a 9-year-old boy purposefully walking down the corridors of power to secure supplies for a school he has set up in his own backyard in an impoverished village is the stuff of legends.
What started as a child's play is now slowly turning into a movement with a mission to educate each and every child in the country. For Babar Ali, who lives in a small village in Murshidabad district of West Bengal, life would have not taken a turn had his father, a Jew trader, not admitted him to a proper school. It was 2002 and 9-year-old Babar had to travel 10 kilometers daily to and from his school, Bildanga CRGS High School, perhaps the only one near his village. On his way back from school, Babar would see children doing odd jobs like taking the cattle grazing or just wasting their time playing around the whole day. Babar recalls,
It just occurred to me. Why not teach them what I learn in my class?
He gathered a few children and made a makeshift school under the guava tree in his backyard. They would all sit on the dusty ground, listening wide-eyed to Babar Ali as he talked to them about his school and what he had learned there. Gradually, the strength of his rustic school increased to 8, and among them were his younger sister and a few other girls. with absolutely no supplies like notebooks, pens, or paper. Babar fashioned a blackboard out of terracotta tiles and would use newspapers as reading material. According to one of his teachers in the school Babar Ali studied in, he would always ask for broken chalks after class. She has reportedly said,
I would wonder why he required them when he shyly confessed that he had started a school in his home. From then on, I started giving him a box full of chalks.
The school play acting was slowly becoming serious. The children would wait enthusiastically for Babar to return from his school.
I would not even have the time to eat anything. As soon as I reached home, I would change my school uniform and we would begin our school.
Realizing that he had to procure books for his students, Babar would sneak into a Raddiwala's shop and steal books and half-written notebooks. Meanwhile, word spread in the village that Babar had started a school.
My father was very worried. He thought that I was neglecting my studies, and so he asked me to stop this.
But Babar's determination won him over, and his father decided to allow him to run his school as long as he gave full attention to his own education.
I would wake up early in the morning and sit with my books under my father's supervision. After a quick breakfast, I would go to school, and all day I would wait to get back to my own students. It was like an addiction.
Starting a school is one thing, and being successful in keeping the students from dropping out is another. Initially, Babar would buy sweets and toffees with whatever little money he got from his father.
I would organize music and dance competitions. We would decorate the place with flowers and I would be the judge. Essentially, whatever I saw and learned in school, I would replicate that here. We still needed books, so I went to the parents and guardians of all my students and collected rice from them. I sold that and bought alphabet books for the students. When I was in class 6, the local pradhan of my area recommended my application for books and supplies to the block development officer. Meanwhile, his teachers in school were happy that he was doing this. His father too came around and donated 600 rupees to his school. Of course, his mother always supported him and she continued doing that in her own way. Finally, the school had a formal inauguration. I hired a mic for 30 rupees and we had a ribbon cutting ceremony followed by song and dance. I borrowed my mother's sari to decorate the place. I also invited the local panchayat members and village elders. A family friend of ours who was a principal of another school named my school Anand Shiksha Niketan. As the local press covered the event, word spread beyond his small village and reached the Nobel laureate Amartya Sen. He invited me to Shanti Niketan when I was in class 8th. I gave a 1-hour talk in front of the former finance ministers of West Bengal and eminent professors. Encouraged, Babar Ali started making his way to the power corridors in Calcutta. Wearing his school uniform, he would travel alone to a big city to ask government officials to help him with school supplies. I would like to thank some of the officials who really helped me through the years. Even though I was just a little boy, they did not discourage me. In fact, he even approached the then sub-divisional magistrate Sabuj Baran Sarkar to be the president of his school's governing body. At that time, he was just 13 years old, studying in class 8. Firoza Begum, headmistress of another high school in his area, became his school secretary. I met IPS officer
Rahul Srivastav, who not only further helped me, but he announced me as the smartest boy of the district. But I believe that nobody becomes smart because of the clothes they wear. Those who light the lamp of knowledge are ones who are truly smart.
In 2008, Babar passed his class 10 board exam with the first division.
Even days before my exam, I was busy opening bank accounts for all my students. I gave them 10 days off during the exams.
Around that time, Babar received the CNNIBN Real Hero Award from actor Amir Khan. BBC travelled to his village to write about him. He became a TED fellow, and news organizations like NDTV also honored him. Babar continued to run his school with petty donations, sustaining his dream only with the strong will and the goodwill of many.
I was inspired and energized to do more. I realized that I needed a school building, but it was becoming difficult to get the funds for a building. I had already bought a wasteland near my house with the Real Hero Prize money that I had received, but did not have enough to construct a building.
Meanwhile, many people jealous of a small boy's achievements started harassing him. People would approach him for government jobs, create unnecessary hurdles and misunderstandings. He even got death threats from local anti-socials. In fact, he gave his college exam under police protection.
Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head by a bullet, and I was shot in the soul by people's animosity and harassment. My other challenge was how to keep the students motivated. When a student was absent, I would go to his or her house to plead with the parents to allow them to come to school.
The Karnataka government has included Babar's story in the prescribed English text for the first year PU course.
Karnataka has become like my second home. My mission is education for everyone. I want more boys and girls to come and carry forward this mission after completing their education. I want to open another school in Karnataka and maybe someday become an IAS officer.
Meanwhile, the 8 students with whom Babar started the school have entered college and are now also teaching in his school. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. This line from the Upanishad, made famous by Vivekananda, continues to be Babar's guiding light. Already, 500 students have enrolled in his new school. The construction of the building began in January 2015. There are 300 students in his old school. Calling all women-founded startups in Pune, Facebook and Your Story are organizing a mixer focused on helping women entrepreneurs scale their startups with mentorship and marketing tools from Facebook's She Leads Tech program.
Take up one idea. Make that idea your life. Dream of it. Think of it. Let the brain, body, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea. And just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. And this is the way great spiritual giants are produced.
Babar gets his inspiration from Swami Vivekananda. He claims,
I get energy and strength from his writings and words. It motivates me to do more.
भारतीय क्रांतिकारी पूदाबाई का स्वतंत्रता की लड़ाई में योगदान महत्वपूर्ण रहा है। अब प्रस्तुत है आपके समक्ष उनकी साहस और वीरता की एक छोटी सी झलक।
अब जानते हैं कि 1857 की लड़ाई में राजा, महाराजा और क्रांतिकारियों ने अपनी वीरता की धाक जमाई। वहीं सामान्य घरों से आने वाली स्त्रियों ने भी अपनी बहादुरी के परचम फहराए हैं। 1857 के युद्ध में अवध राज को अंग्रेज राज में मिला दिया गया था।
नवाब वाजिद अली शाह को नवाब के पद से हटाकर कलकत्ता भेज दिया गया था।
अंग्रेजों के अत्याचार के खिलाफ हिंदू मुसलमान, अमीर गरीब, ऊंच व नीच जाति सबने मिलकर लड़ाई लड़ी थी। ये दुनिया के इतिहास में अपना अलग स्थान रखता है।
नवाब वाजिद अली शाह ने साहित्य, संगीत और नृत्य में जो कुछ भी किया वह बेमिसाल है। उन्होंने महिलाओं की भी फौज तैयार की जिनको जबरदस्त ट्रेनिंग दी जाती थी।
वह काले कपड़े पहनती थी, उनमें बिजली की तरह फूटती थी, उन्हें ब्लैक कैट्स कहा जाता था। बेगम इज्जत महल ने भी इसी महिला टुकड़ी का विस्तार किया और सामने एक तेज तर्रार महिला का नाम उभर कर आया।
और वह महिला थी उदाबाई। उदाबाई बचपन से ही निर्भीक स्वभाव की थी। वह अपनी टोली के साथ जंगल में खेलती थी।
खेल खेल में तीर चलाना, बिजली की तेजी से दौड़ना, भागना आम बात है, पर उदाबाई अपनी टोली की सुरक्षा के लिए अपनी जान देने को तैयार हो जाती है।
सन 1857 में सर हेनरी लॉरेंस ने अवध पर अपना कब्जा करने का प्रयत्न किया। इसी युद्ध में उदा देवी का पति मक्का पासी मारा गया।
उदा देवी बहुत दुखी हुई और उन्होंने अंग्रेजों को मार गिराने की कसम खाई।
उदा देवी को खबर मिली कि कॉलिन कैंपबेल कानपुर से चलकर सिकंदराबाद में घुसकर लखनऊ पर कब्जा करने वाला है।
आइए अब हम सब देखते हैं।
मेरे बहादुर साथियों, हमें पता चला है कॉलिन कैंपबेल भारी सेना लेकर लखनऊ की तरफ बढ़ रहा है।
हम उन्हें हर हाल में रोकेंगे, अपने लखनऊ पर उनका कब्जा नहीं होने देंगे।
जब तक एक भी सांस बची रहेगी तब तक हम अपने लखनऊ और इस प्यारे बाग सिकंदर बाग में उन्हें घुसने नहीं देंगे।
हाँ हाँ, हम मर जाएंगे पर उन्हें घुसने नहीं देंगे।
मेरे बहादुर साथियों, अपनी अपनी बंदूकें ठीक कर लो और अपनी अपनी दिशाओं में जाओ। मैं यही रहूंगी। अंग्रेजों तुम्हारा नाश हो,
अंग्रेजों तुम्हारा नाश हो।
सुनो, मई जून का महीना है, कानपुर से सैनिक चले हैं, उन्हें प्यास जरूर लगी होगी। एक काम करती हूँ, यहाँ मटके भर कर रख देती हूँ और अपनी सोने की अंगूठी रख देती हूँ। क्यों? इसके लालच में वे पानी जरूर पिएंगे और उन्हें पानी पिलाने के लिए मैं पेड़ के पीछे छुप जाती हूँ।
सही बात है।
देखो पानी, हमको पहले पानी मांगता
है, पानी पीते हैं। हिंदुस्तानी लोगों को हम लोग चूहे के माफिक माशा दे।
उनके पास करोगे बहुत दिखाई।
हम अंग्रेज लोग हमेशा राज करता था और राज करता रहेगा।
हाँ, हिंदुस्तानी लोग हमेशा गुलाम रहा है और गुलाम रहेगा।
हमारा साहब मालूम है, जब वह अपनी मोटर पे बैठता है तो इन हिंदुस्तानी लोगों को चूहे की माफिक कुचल देता है। हम अभी के अभी लखनऊ पर कब्जा करेगा और इस खूबसूरत शहर को बर्बाद कर देगा। Where are my soldiers? Oh my God, who has done this to them? हम उसको नहीं छोड़ेगा। Hey you, चेक करो। सर, ये तो महिला है। सर, इसके पास 2 पिस्तौलें हैं, एक भरी हुई है और दूसरी खाली है। इसने हमारे 30 सैनिकों को मार डाला है। महिला है, बहुत बहादुर है। हम इसकी बहादुरी को सलाम करते हैं।
उदाबाई, एक साधारण महिला का इतना आत्मविश्वास देखकर अंग्रेज दंग रह गए। कार्ल मार्क्स ने भी उदा देवी की वीरता की प्रशंसा की और अंग्रेजी साहित्य में भी हमें उदा देवी का उल्लेख मिलता है। भारत सरकार ने भी उदा देवी को महान क्रांतिकारी का पुरस्कार दिया और एक शानदार सी मूर्ति बनवाई।
तुमने उदा देवी की मूर्ति देखी है? उनका दूसरा नाम क्या है?
दूसरा नाम क्या है? ब्लैक टाइग्रेस, काली शेरनी। वह सिर्फ भारत की भी शेरनी नहीं, एशिया की भी शेरनी है। हम उन्हें सैल्यूट करते हैं। True consciousness is when one's awareness and will are in harmony with God's will. And so did God's will take a human shape in the form of Udhab Bharali. Determined to carve a path to success in tandem with the welfare of the needy, Udhab has left no stone unturned to give his dreams the ultimate shape. So, here's an interview that will help us to get acquainted with this personality. We know that you have been an excellent student. Could you please throw some light on this aspect? Been commendably good at studies.
This is
Helped
Pesos.
me
This
to
is my
get double
professor.
promoted twice. Once from class 1 to 3rd and the second time from class 6 to 8. Sometimes I asked teachers questions which were not in the book, and to answer them my teachers were puzzled.
Sir, your struggle to get educated has an inspiring touch to it. Could you please acquaint us with the problems you faced in your growing years?
Yes, it so happened that one day my father broke the most disastrous news of our family being in debt. He shared with me their inability to pay my school fees. That must have shattered you. Yes, for a moment I felt bad, but then I resolved to work hard and get a scholarship.
So, sir, could you now please share your struggle story as you came up with a few innovations? What led you to the invention?
Necessity is the mother of inventions. This proverb was proved in my case. One day, my father shared his dilemma, telling about how our family was again in troubled waters. With a lot of conviction, he drove me to believe that I alone can do something to save the family.
What did you do then?
There was no other option but to think of a business. So I decided to purchase a polythene making machine. But when the man asked for 1 lakh rupees, I was bewildered and finally decided to create one by myself. And of course, this was the beginning of a new life for my family and me.
It seems making machines which the common man can afford to use and profit from it is one of the major goals of your innovation, isn't it? Do tell us more about it.
My innovations are meant to help the people in need. I have come from very difficult circumstances. I used to skip meals and sleep on an empty stomach at times, or used to borrow food to eat. I feel my innovation should mean to the sections of the society so that people can have something even out of nothing. Let me illustrate. Coconuts are sold in the market, and there are coconut trees in almost every rural household of Assam. But the coconut leaves are not put to use. If you start making brooms tomorrow at home using a low-cost machine that will make your work easy, you will get more income from the coconuts than you get from the brooms. That will add up to your income from the coconuts. Thus, this is the benefit of innovation for the common man.
Sir, Your empathy for the less privileged speaks well of you in the society. What is it that you do?
I have been financially supporting 18 families and I bear the cost of all their medical treatment and health. My innovations have also helped a few of the handicapped people to get financially stable.
Though you strive to build cost-effective machines, cost still remains a major factor. Where do you get your raw material? Where do you build the machines? Where do you test them? How does the whole research and development process work?
Yes, cost of materials can be expensive. But if you do not get the materials, make the design simple. That will cut down the cost of manufacturing. I use materials that are locally available because the idea is to keep the cost down and productions at such a level that might be sufficient for individuals.
Your innovations include as many as 98 inventions for use in agriculture and for commercial purposes. Do you have patents?
All of my innovations are registered with National Innovation Foundation, which is an autonomous body of Department of Science and Technology. Government of India, which in essence is a guarantee for the innovations. Right now, all my innovations are in the process of getting patented.
Can you tell us about the business aspect of your innovation? How do you actually go about marketing and commercializing your innovation? Please tell us the process.
I'm not interested in large-scale commercialization of my innovations, and my main focus is on the needy sections of the people. Private parties interested in my innovations get in touch with me and take care of the marketing and commercializing.
You have mentioned about your dream project of building a mechanized toilet for the handicapped. What are your plans to make the product popular and accessible?
The physically disabled, in most cases, have to remain dependent on a lot of things, and in many cases for very private things, like dressing, using the toilet, and for feeding themselves. I would consider this to be my proudest moment as a human being if I could come up with an innovation in terms of a wheelchair which offers them all these benefits. The chair is ready, but now still working on certain aspects like disposal of the waste.
What are your future plans for the betterment of the society?
I dream of building an unconventional orphanage in my hometown where children will receive technical training to make them employable. Once they start earning a livelihood, they can focus on acquiring academic knowledge in history, mathematics, sociology, and in other important areas.
Could you please describe your most popular invention?
The pomegranate de-seeder is my most popular invention, as even the USA is trying it for the last 30 years. We have to cut the pomegranate into half and put it in the machine with the skin down. It takes the waste out and gives us the pomegranate seeds.
Have you had your share of public recognition, at least in Assam and to certain extent in India? You were also invited by the President of India. Do you think these recognition have helped somewhere or other in your goal to help people through your innovation?
Yes, I have been fortunate enough to be recognized for my work. As I have told you, I'm a man who has risen from nothing. Initially, it felt good because when I was recognized, I could not even afford hotel fare and slept
on the railway platform. But today, I see recognition in a slight different way. Recognition helps you connect to the needy and helps me to reach out to them.
Of patriotism and harmony would soon be exhibited by the young performers of our class. The beauty and harmony of their innermost feelings are reflected in each of their acts and movements.
जीना 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 रे उड़ा गुलाल माही तेरी चुनरिया लहराए रंग तेरी रीत का रंग तेरी प्रीत का रंग तेरी जीत का है लाई 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 रंग तेरी रीत का रंग तेरी प्रीत का माही तेरी चुनरिया लहराए जब जब मुझ पे उठा सवाल माही तेरी चुनरिया लहराए जीना जीना रे उड़ा गुलाल माही तेरी चुनरिया लहराई
थोड़ी सी धोखने वाली धक 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 सांसें जिनमें हो जुनू जुनू वो बूंदे लाल लहू की ये सब तू मिला मिला ले फिर रंग तू खिला खिला ले ये सब तू मिला मिला ले फिर रंग तू खिला खिला ले और मोह तुरंग दे बसंती मोह तुरंग दे बसंती मोह 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 रंग दे बसंती बसंती रंग दे बसंती मोह रंग दे बसंती बसंती रंग दे बसंती
जरा इश्क चढ़ा थोड़ी झरने ला थोड़ी रेती मिला थोड़ी सागर ला थोड़ी गागर ला थोड़ा छिड़क छिड़क थोड़ा हिला हिला फिर एक रंग तू खिला खिला
तुरंग दे बसंती बस्ती रंग दे
taking into account the vast, immeasurable minds which utilizes our being as consciousness. We, nevertheless, firmly believe that consciousness exists within our psychic being or souls in its fullness. Assimilating some of the characteristics and values, keeping in mind their arduous path to success, our souls have undoubtedly been influenced by these great personalities. To help us to reach this level, we would first of all like to thank our progenitor, Mrs. Pramini Chopra. Words are not enough to express our gratitude to our headmistress, academic coordinator, and our classics coordinator. Thank you, parents, for sparing your valuable time to be with us. Your presence certainly motivates and encourages us in myriad ways. Now, I invite our class teacher, Mrs. Rashmi Roy ma'am, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, parents and my dear children. Today I'm speechless. I don't know what words should I put my thoughts into, because, the time that we got, we all know that how our children and of course you parents cooperated with me, and actually we have been fruitful in doing what I never thought of doing, today at least. It was destined to be, we were supposed to have a presentation tomorrow, but I don't know, we did it today, and my children, I really love you all. Children, I'm finding, words are short. I'm not finding any words to express my feelings today. And the parents, the way you all have left your, more important household chores and your offices and your businesses to manage, you've left all of that, and you really have come in a large number. I'm simply grateful to you, all of you, to each one present here today. And of course, words are not enough to thank our principal ma'am, Pramini Chopra, who has given us this kind of a platform to come closer to the children. This is one opportunity which actually brings a teacher really, really close to them. And our academic coordinator, Miss Alpana Goyal, she's been working with us 24/7. So a big thanks to you too, ma'am. And to our Neha ma'am, of course, who is our headmistress. Yes, the way she works is quite inexplicable. I am really actually today too overwhelmed to express my thoughts. And Deepti ma'am, our academic coordinator, she's been such a great help throughout. And parents, you've been, you've really made it a big success by sparing time and presenting yourselves here. May I now request our principal ma'am to express her feelings and thoughts. Thank you.
Morning is actually ushered in the afternoon. We began in the morning and we are into the afternoon. So good afternoon, parents, teachers, Goyal ma'am, Neha ma'am, Deepti ma'am, and all my dear children. Rashmi ma'am, it's absolutely right. You are overwhelmed, so are we. And if you couldn't find words, well, definitely it's because of your emotions. But children, I want to say one thing. The child who said the vote of thanks, you thanked the principal. Well, it was just one idea. Beyond that, nothing on my part. And then the parents, of course, we need to thank for your presence and for associating yourself with the school. Who do you think, children, helped you to put up this program and to understand about these personalities? Can you be a bit louder? So did you mention her name? Yes or no? No. So how do you applaud your teacher? For doing what she's done for you. If you're thankful to her, then you need to give her a big round of applause, please. Thank you so much, Rashmi ma'am, for shouldering this responsibility and taking education beyond the classroom. It's not easy. A teacher's job is very, very demanding because you first teach and then you carry your books home for correction. Yet, you're not perfect. At times, we people are not satisfied inside us. We want to do a little more, but paucity of time is always there. And despite all that, if you have to put up such a program which has a hidden meaning, where there is a purpose, then I'm truly, truly grateful to you for doing that and for working so hard. Parents, how many of you know the name of this project? The exact name of this project which was presented in front of you today. I'm not talking of the personalities, I'm talking of the name of the project. Can any one of you please tell me the name of the project? At least one parent must be knowing. Children, did you go home and tell the name of your project to your parents? Yes. Are you sure? Well, today you go home and question your parents then. Well, parents, the name of this project is Personalities Who've Raised Universal Consciousness. I'm sure your children have told you this, right? I need to test whether they are telling me the truth or a lie. So, the project, I repeat the name, is Personalities Who Have Raised Universal Consciousness. We are not calling it a great personalities project because we need to know why they are great. The greatness lies in raising universal consciousness. So we need to understand the meaning of universal consciousness. You see, when we got freedom for quite a few years, even now we remember those freedom fighters. There are special days assigned for them. Somewhere we've forgotten them because we are too busy in the humdrum of life. And I can't say rightly so, but yes, we do think of their contributions because that is given in our textbooks, and we do hear songs which bring out that patriotic feeling. In the present times, we are not fighting a battle with any other country. We are actually fighting a battle within the country to make the country grow, and that is why Jaipuria school has endeavored to bring this project to the children. In the present times, we need fighters of a different kind. We need fighters who can bring about changes in the society to make this city and this country a better place. So when we say personalities who've raised universal consciousness, well, we all know the meaning of universal. It is encompassing everything around us and all the people around us. And when we talk of consciousness, it means becoming aware of something. And you become aware of something when you first observe around you what is that which is not in place. What is that where I am needed to put things in place, and after observation become aware of what all is needed to make this better, and then finally gather support of people around us, raise their consciousness level and bring about a change. You saw, and I'm so glad about the personalities you've chosen, children. You did have one freedom fighter in the name of Udabai. But the innovator that you chose, the kind of innovations he's doing in Kerala, and then the student educator. What's the name of that student educator? So now will you ever forget? No. And do you think you are capable of educating other people? Well, yes. One way definitely. Please tell your parents about this project, so that you raise their consciousness also. We say a child can tutor his parents, so that is what our children are going to do. let us raise our consciousness about our society. The project aims at making the children sensitive. We have chosen only immune personalities. They are unsung heroes who have not worked for money. Somewhere, our society is becoming more and more materialistic. We are always giving gifts to children on their birthdays. We are ready to shell a lot of money. But please ask yourself, making them sensitive will actually make the future of a parent also much better. Because as we grow in years, we do not need money. We need sensitive human beings around us. And for that, we have to raise sensitive individuals. And parents, we need your support and your help to do that in Jaipuria school. And the next aim of the project is making the children stronger, more confident. A child who may not be very good in studies, or even if he is very good in academics, he may not be coming up to his own expectations and somewhere losing his self-esteem. Our attempt is that every child in the school should feel confident. Whether or not he is getting 90%, he should be able to find himself and understand what lies inside me beyond academics. I may be a good dancer, I may be a good instrumental player, and the way you perform that yoga, well, no words, how beautifully you all did. And you've done that with your class teacher who's not a yoga trainer, and I'm so glad about it. So we root you in culture by doing that. Once again, now please thank your parents for sparing their time. A big round of applause for the parents, please, from all the children present in the auditorium. Thank you so much. Immense gratitude to all of you. One little request. You've seen the character of class presentations changing. What we did last year has not been done this year. We've incorporated other things and we'll keep on changing. Change is the only constant. So we'll keep on changing, parents. We request you to please be on time for every program. Otherwise, you miss out all the fun. I noticed some people who are coming some 40 minutes late will not start our programs late because we need to respect those who come on time. Thank you so much. Is there any parent who would like to share something? Yes, ma'am. Please do.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
I'm Priya Singh, Aravir Singh's mother. First of all, I would like to congratulate the entire team for the fabulous performance. The program was very innovative, very informative. We really enjoyed, and all the credit goes to the teacher, of course, Rashmi ma'am, and the other teachers concerned. And we are very happy. At last, but not the least, the dance and the yoga was very entertaining. We really had an entertaining morning, rather afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Feel free to give your suggestions for the next presentation.
Sure, sure.
Anyone else?
मुझे एक्चुअली मैं ये नहीं कहना चाह रही हूँ कि बच्चे बहुत कुछ सीख रहे हैं. मैं ये कहना चाह रही हूँ कि बच्चों के साथ हम पेरेंट्स बहुत कुछ सीख रहे हैं.
Please, a loud round of applause for this. So we have raised the consciousness level. Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, लेकिन आज कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें भी हैं जो हमें भी सीखने को मिली हैं. बच्चों के साथ मतलब उनका हेल्थ, उनका माइंड, उनको किस चीज़ में कैसे आगे जाना चाहिए, सिचुएशन पे डिपेंड होके ना डिपेंड होके आपको उनके साथ आगे कैसे निकलना है, हर चीज़ के ऊपर आज आपने वर्क किया है. और इंटरटेनमेंट ऑल्सो, अपने देश के लिए जागृत करना, सब चीज़ के लिए रियली अप्रिशिएटेड. थैंक यू सो मच मैम.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all your kind words. May I request Neha ma'am, Deepti ma'am, Goel ma'am, music sir, and all the other teachers who are in the auditorium to please come forward. Please come, ma'am. Neha ma'am, Deepti ma'am, you've been standing for the last, I think, 2 hours. And we have another presentation and they'll keep standing at the back because they want that their children should be flawless. Rashmi ma'am, please come. Thank you so much, ma'am. for tying all the loose ends, for looking through the script, for looking through the program, and for doing every little bit of it. Thank you so much, teachers. Parents, please stand by for the national anthem.